Welcome back, Crankers. Now, as you know, we took some really cheap and easy shots at Fairfax Digital and Fairfax Publishing generally last week. So we're going to do it again this week. Why? Because it's easy, they're big, and they've got a lot to kick. Okay, so last week we were talking about their engagement on their website and how, you know, this move to taking content basically from the offline space and why they were failing even in the online space, which is where they're going to make all their money apparently. Well, I just want to take you back a few years to the late 90s when I joined a site called, I think it was called itjobs.com.au, or no, it was called itjobs.fairfax.com.au. It was a subdomain. And it was all about, as you might expect, IT jobs, because back then in the late 90s I was looking for different work in the IT space. And I signed up, became a member, and I got lots and lots of spam, basically, because I signed up for an IT job site, and this was before any of the other big job sites had really taken off. It was about the same time. And this was Fairfax's big foray into digital to save their rivers of gold that was their offline classified advertising and take it to an online space so it didn't become the creeks of crap that we have today. But they decided just to shotgun everyone. And you might say, oh, well, then, Jim, back in the day, you know, they didn't understand about segmenting your list and making sure that the content that people signed up for was all they were getting. And, well, maybe. But a word of warning. If you're signing people up to a newsletter, like we do, and you're promising them certain types of content, then deliver just that. Don't deliver anything else. We don't go and spam our list with all sorts of other offers. To give you an idea what I mean, here we go. We can see this is 2005, and that was probably when I set up my Gmail account where this email is going to. You can see here where I'm told about a new travel section. I signed up to itjobs.fairfax. Hearing about some yummy food, hearing about a great Fijian holiday, and you'll see here from about 2005, I pretty much stopped clicking on these things. Oh, look, I clicked on one then. Oh, that was a client at the time, so I was curious to find out what they were doing. And, 2006, and look, they were consistent. They spammed me for the full 10 years or whatever it's been. And you might say, Jim, you're always banging on about consistency. Isn't this good? Well, there's good consistency and there's bad consistency. This consistency, I would say, is bad because you're not giving me what I want. And let's face it, you've got the technology to do that now. Whether it be search, whether it be AdWords, whether it be display advertising, whether it be email. And we'll go right up until present day. So you can see there's a couple of other ones I clicked on. Coalition, politicians. I was trying to rank for some phrases around the election at that point, which is why I would have opened those ones. But by and large, I clicked on nothing for the last 7 years that they've been sending me. Now you say, Jim, you could have unsubscribed. Well, I could have, but then how could I have this fun today? So if I then go to another Gmail account to continue this fast, you can see here they were pretty consistent with their emailing right up until 2010, and then they had this big gap. Now, I think I may have unsubscribed around this point because I just got sick of it. And you can see I didn't open any of them. But that is not consistency. You can see here we've got different users that we're sending from. Some are sent from The Age. Some are sent from Fairfax Digital Offers. There could be a whole bunch in the spam folder that I haven't even looked at. So why are we kicking Fairfax? Well, apart from being easy to kick, one of the things that's been happening recently, in case you haven't been following on at home, and I'll just give you a look at their site. Fairfax is what is known as the quality journalistic publication in the country, right? Because they're bringing us stories like, the football stories, which is important. I'm a big footy fan. They're telling us about Lady Gaga arriving in Melbourne. We have to know about that stuff. Some bloke finds a Kingswood on eBay. Important, right? Big Macca store, world biggest Macca store. Look at that, right there, important story. How does a man tell his wife and kids that he's gay? This is important news that we need to know, right? good news that we need to hear about. Oh, by the way, this is the headline bit just in the middle there of the site. You can probably zoom that up and you'll be able to see that. And look, big stuff about kitchen essentials. We need to know that. All right, quality journalism. So what's happening in the last 48 hours is that this person, Gina Rinehart, who is, I think, reportedly maybe the world's richest woman. I'd have to check that. Certainly Australia's. She may be head-to-head with Her Majesty of Australia, Queen Elizabeth. Yes, we have a queen. Anyway, so this is Gina Rinehart here, and this is an ad from a lobbyist group called Getup. And what they've done, they've plastered the Age with these ads saying, you know, the future of Fairfax media, do you want to have this woman basically running this quality journalism? She's going to stop stories like giant McDonald's stores and stuff that we need to know about. And this is a big lobbyist group, and this will click through to a lobbyist page. Now, some people have said they've actually ad bombed, and ad bombing is the process of getting your ads onto a site where there's a particular audience that you want to be in front of, but you as the publisher, maybe you don't necessarily want those ads in front of your audience. For an example, if you have the option to switch on ads in YouTube, which we do, you'll notice there are no ads. And that's because as soon as I switch those ads on, and these are all the Google network ads, there'll be a whole bunch of SEO companies advertising over the top of my videos, which of course I don't want, right? So, but one of the things that you can do is you can set up what are known as exclusions. So you can say, okay, if I'm a publisher and setting up a site, I don't want News Limited, the other big publisher in Australia, advertising on my site, I'm Mr. Fairfax. So I can exclude News Limited ads. Obviously, they haven't done it here. I don't know if it's such a big deal as some people have made out, because back in February of this year, Getup, that lobby group, was actually advertising in the newspaper version with the same kind of ads. So, but it just shows you what you can do. And incidentally, these ads are from the DoubleClick network. Now, DoubleClick is owned by Google. DoubleClick was probably one of the first ad networks we had in the world. And I don't know, probably 1996, something like that, 97. And Google didn't come around until 99. So DoubleClick been around forever. Anyway, so the difference between, say, DoubleClick and, say, using your Google AdWords or account and that sort of thing is that you can use DoubleClick to manage your Bing, your Google, people advertise on Bing, your Google AdWords account, as well as your Yahoo account if you're advertising on their homes. Are you? Really? You wouldn't know. No. Anyway, if you are, you can use DoubleClick to manage all those different platforms, as well as do a whole bunch of other things. It will, you can bid for different spaces and different ads, and you control your inventory. You get nicer data, I guess, across the different platforms. And the way that these ads are picked up is that a variety of things. When I call the page up, like I did just before, over here, if I refresh this, you'll see there's no ads there yet. That's because what happens first is that DoubleClick gets the information from my header, so it knows that I'm on a Mac, I'm using Safari, I'm bald. No, not that much. But all that sort of stuff. So it knows how to deliver the right content, and then it looks at what the publisher says that they want on the site, and by looking at cookies and stuff, I've probably got 100 DoubleClick cookies on this computer. I don't clean out my cookies as much as I used to. I'm not as paranoid as I used to, or maybe just lazy. But you can see here the advertisements are probably coming from Intel, because we've got a Samsung ad and then we've got a Dell ad down here. I wonder if Dell's impressed with that ad down there with Samsung advertising notebooks up above them. Anyway, that's how it works. So we thought this was pretty funny. This is a case of ad bombing. If you are running ads on your site and you are a publisher and there's sites that you don't want to appear, or certain ads that you don't want to appear, go and have a look at whatever the network platform is that you're using, and make sure you've got your exclusions in there. And that is it for this week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Oh, by the way, if you like the show, don't forget to, press the thumbs up. And if you've got any comments you want to leave them on the blog or here on YouTube or wherever else you're watching it. We'll find you. We'll track you down, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.